So today we are going to be telling you
how we met
our love story.
and how we started dating.
We started dating like right when we met. So
Yeah.
there's like no friendship before the dating. It just kind of like, we dove head into the
We
pool.
did.
You know what I'm saying? Starting from the very beginning.
We met on July 7th, 2016.
We met July 7th, 2016 at the BeautyCon pre-party at the Grove. When I first saw her, I was like, wow, she's like freaking... Exactly. I felt like I saw an angel because she was like literally glowing and like I don't know, she was just bright, and I know that sounds really cliche and like really like mushy, but like seriously, I don't know. I haven't felt that way with like any other person, so it's really cool. And then I found out that she had a boyfriend, so like I put all those thoughts aside because I'm a good person. Like I'm respectful. If she's in a relationship, then like I'm not gonna try to wingle dingle my way through there.
Wingle dingle. When I first saw him, okay, I was going through like a little bit of a rough thing with my now ex-boyfriend. So it just like wasn't good. So when I saw Dylan, I was like, oh dang, that guy is really attractive, but he's way out of my league and I'm not even gonna like talk to him. And also I still wasn't in the mindset to find someone else, obviously, because I was in a relationship. Although it was bumpy, I was just like, obviously not gonna go there. So when I saw him, I was like, I still want to say hi. I knew he was in like the same management, and so I was like, we're gonna know each other, we're gonna talk to each other, and I really wanted to meet him, and we kept making eye contact and like kept looking at each other.
Oh man, yeah, we did.
But neither of us would say anything.
Yeah, okay.
It was so weird. I thought you were kind of rude, honestly. Like
really?
Kind of rude.
You've never told me that.
Yeah, I just now remembered that.
Wow. At that time in my life, I was really outgoing and I was not like shy at all. So I would always introduce myself to people. But with her, for some reason, I was just hesitant. Like I don't know what it was, but we just kept making this like weird eye contact.
So I made the move.
So she did.
I was like, hi, I'm Summer. I don't think I've met you. And he was like, hi, I'm Dylan. And I thought he was like 20. I honestly like didn't know him. I just knew of him. Like I'd seen him on Instagram a few times, but I didn't follow him and I like never talked to him. So
she didn't hit that follow button.
Anyway, no. So yeah, and that was really it. Like I wanted to hang out with him and like Khalil and like people he was with that night. We both found each other attractive, but we both put each other off and like just out of our minds. So we like weren't really paying attention to each other. But when I was leaving that night, he like ran over and gave me, my mom, my ex-boyfriend, and my sister all hugs. Goodbye.
I did. I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
And my mom was like, that boy is so sweet. Then that was the end of that. I didn't even think about him again, honestly.
So fast forward July, August, September.
I was single for about like a month and a half. And I was just like always with my friends. I was like talking to other boys and everything. But I wasn't like looking for anything serious like at all.
Because you hadn't been single for like a while.
Almost 2 years.
But you weren't official.
Not
for 2
officially.
years, but
we weren't official for 2 years,
talking.
but like we were talking for a long time. So I hadn't been single forever, and then I was single for like literally just like about 2 months.
Yeah, and I was single. I mean, I would have been single my whole entire life.
He's never had a girlfriend.
Never had a girlfriend.
Sometime in those 2 months, our manager texted me and was like, "What do you think about Dylljordan?" And I was like, I think he's really cool. And I thought he was really attractive. So I was like, I think he's cool, winky face. And he was like, I think it'd be cool if you guys were friends. And I was like, I don't know. Because I was in like a really flirty stage of my life. So anyway, that's not that important. But basically he was brought into my life like briefly for a second. So then I did a commercial with HP. So I was in Southern California. So our manager was like, why don't you and Dylan Dozot film a video together? And Dylan Dozot was his roommate.
Yeah, I moved out with Khalil and I moved in with Dylan. And so they were actually going to film the night that she was in LA. But since I was moving in, we had to push back the filming to the next day. And if I didn't do that, then we wouldn't have had our chance to just film a video one-on-one. It was going to be a video with Summer, me, and Dylan Dozot.
And we actually had a group message. I didn't have Dylan's number. I had Dylan Dozot's number. And we were all like texting in the group message. And there was a point when Dylan Dozot wasn't responding because his phone died. And so he was responding for him. Yeah. And so we were talking a little more. And then we actually started texting outside of the group message. And we were like trying to
plan a video.
I don't really know how that happened. I don't have the best memory of that. Anyway, we talked a little bit. He even invited me to come see his family.
I did.
And go to the coast, and we hadn't even, like, we only met in July. I didn't even know him. I was like, this guy is really...
So, wait.
Okay. Dylan Doza was kind of talking to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I, like, knew him before I knew you.
Yeah, and so, basically, Dylan was texting Summer, and I was curious because I thought that she still had a boyfriend, and I asked him, and he told me that they, like, recently broke up, so, like, a light bulb, like, dinged top of my head, and I was like... It's my chance to like make my move.
Wait,
because, like,
rewind to July. What was your impression of me? Like, didn't you talk to Khalil about me, right?
If this isn't confusing enough, we're going back to July now. As soon as I left the Grove, Khalil and I were talking, and he's like, "Man, she's wife material," and I'm like,
"Wife material."
Yeah,
thanks.
She is. We both agreed that she was wife material, so you can kind of see what I thought of her and what my impressions were. So fast forward again to my conversation with Dylan. Once I found out that she was single, I just like turned into like ultra flirt mode.
I had absolutely no idea. I didn't know he had any intention at all to like talk to me, you know, because the whole time I thought there's no way he would ever even talk to me. I don't know, I just totally put him out of my brain. I was like, there's no way. Like, I just didn't think I would have you, like, at all.
That day that we were gonna film, I had to choose between filming a video with Summer and going to a Garth Brooks concert, which I had planned going to with my dad for like the past couple months. So it was either do this thing that I committed to my dad or put work first, because you know YouTube filming is work for me. So
he had to make a decision.
I made the decision, and that choice that I made, potentially, I mean, it changed my life. And so Kyle, our manager, told her before we filmed, or like a couple days before, that
he was the boy version of me.
Yeah. So.
Which is kind of funny. I was filming with HP in Calabasas, which is where we decided to collab.
I got there before she was even done. I think she was changing, or you're doing something in your room.
We just got back from the HB thing, and then I had to change.
So I went to the pool at the hotel that she and her mom were staying at, and that's where I met her mom for the second time, actually. And basically, I was just waiting for her to come down from her room to film.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came down, like, that whole feeling that I had the night I met her, like, came back. Like, that, like, whoa, like... I didn't expect her to look the way that she did. Like, I don't know. I just didn't expect her to be that attractive. And she came down, and I was like, dang.
Aww. When I got back from filming with HP, I remember looking out the window at the pool, and I saw him sitting by the pool in his Purpose Tour shirt, and I was like, oh, he's so attractive. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to film with him.
What?
I was so excited. I was like, dang, he's so attractive. I remember that really well, just like peeping out the window, looking at you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Started talking about video ideas for like the longest time. We couldn't think of anything. But the whole time we were talking, I was like flirting, and I don't think she picked it up yet.
No, I didn't. I'm oblivious.
Yeah, so I was just flirting. And then we decided on our videos, which was the Whisper Challenge for my channel, and we did dating advice for her channel.
And we were thinking about remaking them a year later. If you guys want to see that, like this video.
Yeah, like this video. If we can get 10,000 likes on this video, then we will make those 2 videos again a year later.
For sure. I'm sorry for confusing you, but just stay with us.
Stay with us. I'll try to edit it to make those confusing.
Yeah. During the video, I was starting to pick up more that he was flirting.
Hold on. Guys, look what she is just like fidgeting with.
Okay. I have, like, severe ADHD.
No, you don't.
No, seriously, I have to be playing with something. I can't just sit down. So while we were filming the videos, I was like, okay, I kind of feel a connection with him, and he's and he's really cute, and I kind of think he's flirting with me, so I started flirting back after, like, 2 hours. I finally picked up on it. Basically, we got so into each other and so comfortable that... I don't know if you noticed. I didn't even notice that, like, our managers, like, weren't there with us. Like, they were there for a little bit, and then we just, like, kind of went off on our own, and we were just with each other. And it was a lot of fun. It was really cool.
It was. And I was, like, full on flirting. Like I don't. I've said that like a ton of times.
I'm so not a flirty person either, and so this was like kind of cool. We were
Kinda
flirting
cool.
a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We never tell our love story in this much detail.
I really like this because it's bringing back memories and stuff.
So after we finished collabing, we then had dinner with our whole management, and it was really good. We sat next to each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember his chair was like kind of faced towards me and mine was faced towards him. And we were just talking and talking and talking like we wouldn't stop talking. We ordered the same thing. We both didn't really like it. We had him take it back.
Yeah. And I like wanted her to see that I could take charge, so I like made sure that we took our food back and like got what she wanted. Like I made sure of it. And we talked forever about which vegetables we like and don't like, which fruit we like and don't like.
Like everything was like, I don't like tomatoes.
I don't either.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I love cheese.
Me too.
It was like that back and forth for so long.
The most boring topics, but we like.
But we were so excited about it. It
we
was
were.
it was really cute, honestly, thinking about it. I was so happy, and I remember just like, I wanted to post like everything I could about, like I wanted to keep posting everything on my Snap story, like with him involved. I was so excited. I don't have a Finsta anymore, but I had a Finsta, and I remember I posted like 3 things about him and how he's super attractive and he's paying so much attention to me and he's flirting with me and I think he might like me. After dinner, we had to finish filming our video. I lost, so I was supposed to jump in the pool.
Yep.
But he was like, no, I'll be a good friend and jump in with you. And I was like, friend?
Throughout the whole day, I was like trying to like tease her subtly to make her like feel like I was kind of friend zoning her, but kind of not, so that she would be like kind of chasing me. It's kind of weird, but I was playing a game, honestly, but like not in a bad way. It was a good way, you know.
He's like so smooth. You are the flirtiest, most smooth person I've ever like talked to in my life. I was just like, is he even real? I couldn't take him. I just like kept laughing at things because I was like, I don't know what to say. Do you remember that? Like when we were behind the building, you just kept being so smooth, and I was like, jeez, I don't.
Yeah. I do remember that.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes. I wanted to jump in with her because, like, come on. I'm not just gonna make her jump in by herself. Like that's just lame. And I wanted to.
Cold outside.
I kind of wanted to like get in the pool with her. Like, you know, it's kind of.
It's kind of flirty.
Kind of flirty.
Kind of sweet.
We jumped in the pool and we didn't just like jump in the pool.
He had a shirt on.
I had my shirt on.
No.
She did not. And she like jumped into my arms, and right before we jumped in, she said, "We're married." And that was like something.
That was such a big deal to him.
That was like a sign.
I wasn't even like.
I didn't like actually think that she meant like, oh, I want to marry him. Like,
no,
right
I know
now.
you didn't, but
like,
I wasn't trying to do anything there. But anyway.
Yeah, I just took it as like, okay, she's kind of picking up on what I'm throwing at her, and you know, she's holding on to it. She's liking it.
I just remember he like took his shirt off and he was like throwing it at me, and he like in a flirty way.
Yeah, I was slapping her across the face with it, like wrapping it up and smacking her on the back.
Yeah, I had a couple welts, but it was fine. It was flirty.
Welts.
No, but I remember he took it off and he was like, put it on. It's really fun to swim with it. He was just flirting with me once again.
I was just flirting.
Flirt.
We're
gonna stop saying flirt now. We're gonna replace it with slime. No, we're not. Okay, continue.
So after we jumped in the pool, it was time for me to go back to my apartment because it was getting late and she had to go to bed and I wanted to go to bed and
that's what happens at night.
That's what happens, you know.
He had some things that he brought that I needed to help him take to his car.
She didn't need to, but she offered to.
I offered to because I just couldn't get enough of him, to be honest. So I was like, yeah, I'll help you with that. So
we went to my car, and during this time of the night, my shirt was off because the only shirt that I brought that day was wet. So after I put all my stuff in the car, we just like started talking, and you know, we didn't stop.
Yeah.
We like talked for a solid 45 minutes straight, like at 10 p.m. or at like 9 p.m. It was like 10.
It was late.
It was late at night, and we just kept talking.
And we were talking about things of substance. We weren't only talking about like, so what are your plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, like things that like, I don't know, it's just like a good real conversation that I haven't been able to have with like anybody in Los Angeles.
I was just like way different than anyone that like he was used to, than the people he was used to. And so I remember him telling me like, I haven't had a good conversation like this with a girl in so long. And I don't know. We were just talking about really cool things. And then
the funniest thing is that
it was time to go.
So we said bye, and then she started walking away, and then we started talking about something again. So
As
she
I was
came
walking
back,
away. Yeah.
And then it happened again, and then she came back. So we said goodbye 3 times total, and it was just like straight out of a movie scene.
Yeah.
We're like,
seriously, I felt like I was in heaven. I was like, is this my life? I was just like amazed. I was used to these crappy guys. I wasn't used to people like you either. Like, you were amazing, you were interesting, you were so freaking attractive. Like, he's the most attractive person I've ever talked to. I'm not kidding. Like, I was freaking out about you. Oh, and you were so genuine, and you just like said everything that you felt, and I don't know. I was so excited.
Aww. And I think that she figured out that I wasn't just trying to like kiss her or make out with her or like.
Yes. I thought he was gonna kiss me because it was like we were alone, like we've been talking for the whole day. We were talking outside of his car. Like, I thought when he said goodbye, he was totally gonna kiss me, but he didn't even kiss me. He didn't even kiss me on the cheek, and I was like, dang. But I was also like, that's really cool. If he was just, you know, like playing with me, or I was just a girl to him, then he probably would have kissed me. Mm-hmm. We probably would have made out, honestly, but I'm not about that,
Yeah. So before we said goodnight, I asked her if I could go to one of her high school football games, since I graduated high school early and I can't go to football games anymore. And I figured that was the only way that I could kind of see her again.
I was like, there's no way he's gonna come to a football game in Oregon just for me. Like, no.
So then after that, I drove home, and I was just like ecstatic. Like, I was so happy. I felt this feeling that like I have never felt, and that's like the night that I fell in love. And I know that's really soon, but I know that I fell in love with her that night. And I remember I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, you won't believe it. I met this girl. And it's funny because actually I was texting my mom throughout her collab, and I told her that I was collabing with her, and she like was watching Summer's videos, and she said that she's super sweet, and like you should go for her. So like that made me flirt even more. So shout out to you, Mom.
My mom was waiting for me in the hotel room, and so when I went back, I was like, hi. I was like so happy, and my mom was like, Summer, have you been kissing him? And I was like, no, I haven't. I was just gonna tell you. I'm so happy. We weren't kissing that whole time. We were talking, and he's so cool. But I was also really frustrated because I was like, but he lives in California and I live in Oregon, so this can't happen. That's what my mom said too. And I was like, but there was a little piece of me that was still like, I feel like it's like something is probably still gonna happen, because I was so excited about him. Like, I hadn't felt that way in a while, even with my first boyfriend. And keep in mind, I wasn't looking for anyone, like, at all. I was just kind of, like, dating around, I guess you could say.
I wasn't, like, a rebound.
No, not at all.
Before I left that night, I asked her if she wanted to go out for coffee early in the morning, because she was collabing with Dylan Dozot the next day, and she had to get from Calabasas to West Hollywood, which is where I was living. So I'm like, hey, I'll come back and pick you up in the morning just so I could see you and, you know, like, just be a gentleman and like offer a ride, because I don't want them to Uber in some random guy's car and have to pay money for it. So I asked her if we could grab coffee before, and I honestly did not think it was a date.
You didn't?
No, I just wanted to get to know you. But like
yes, that's why you brought a freaking rose.
Yeah, then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring a rose. So then I asked her and she said yes. So we met early, which is so weird because she is not a morning person.
I don't wake up
But she woke
early.
up at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Just because I asked her.
I woke up so early. Oh my gosh. Usually I have to set like a million alarms. My mom has to wake me up. But I'm not even kidding. When I woke up that morning, it was like when you wake up for Christmas, you just wake up and you're just like not even tired. You're like, I'm gonna get ready. So I put on the cutest outfit I could put on, and I like spent time on makeup and my hair, and I was like, okay. And I went down to the lobby, and there was like sliding glass doors, and so I saw him through the doors, and he was just standing outside of his car, like just, you know, chilling on his car with the passenger door open, and I was like, Am I on The Bachelor?
I was so nervous.
I was too.
Okay, the night before, I could not fall asleep because I was just so hung up over her and I was thinking about her. So I'm really bad at waking up to alarms, and I thought, great, I'm just gonna sleep through it and miss the whole date. So I contemplated about not sleeping at all that night, but I knew that if I did that, I would look like crap in the morning. So I went to bed, and luckily I woke up on time, and I actually called my mom in the morning, and she told me, you should go pick her up a rose. I'm like, really? Like, is that not weird? Is that not like too forward? She's like, no, go do it. So I did it, and I got her a pink rose, and I got her a pink drink because I remember that she said she loves pink drinks.
That was when I was obsessed with pink drinks.
Yeah, and I was waiting outside of her hotel. She came down. She was wearing this red brandy shirt with these denim jeans, and she had these white, your Adidas shoes.
Yeah, there's
and
a vlog
little
of it.
gray sweater over it, and she had her hair all straightened. And she looked super cute, and she had her little bag with her. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to take her hiking, because she said that would be the perfect first date.
Side note, when we were filming our dating advice video, I said the perfect first date would be to go on a hike. I don't know why I said that. It's so random. I don't agree with that today. But he took note of that, and so...
I did.
So after I hugged him, I got in the car, and there was a pink drink there, and I was like... oh my gosh, it's the sweetest thing ever. It was so, so sweet. And I was so happy. And then he started driving, and I was like, so where are we going? Because I thought we were going to get breakfast or whatever. And he wouldn't tell me. And we ended up parking in a neighborhood. And I was like, is it near here? And he was like, yeah. I was about to get out of the car, but he was like, wait, I actually have something to give you. And I was like, what is it? Like a kitten? Like, he already gave me a pink drink. Like, what else? And he pulls out this pink rose, and I just melted. I was like, seriously? Like, I don't know how this is real. This sounds like we're making this sound like the most amazing, perfect story ever, but seriously, like, that's what it felt like. Like, it was perfect. No one's ever done that for me, ever.
I had my one chance to impress her, so... you better believe I took that, and I tried to, make it memorable.
You did.
We got out of the car.
We're walking. I was very confused, and then we ended up at a park, and I was like, we're going on a hike. I'm so not dressed for a hike, but I was still excited. So I remember we got, like, to the top, and we started throwing rocks, and he was totally showing off. He was, like... throwing rocks like so far, and I would like try, and I couldn't really do it. And we were listening to Justin Bieber, of course. He always had Justin Bieber on. I remember he was playing it from his phone.
Always.
And we were just like talking, and it was so much fun.
And never once was it awkward.
Yeah. I mean, I was nervous, but it wasn't awkward.
So after we went hiking, we got back into the car, and then we went to Denny's to get breakfast, and it was just really like natural and fun and good.
Yeah.
And we just had a really good time.
He let me drive his car.
I did.
I was really
let
bad.
her
I
drive my
remember it was
car.
bad. It was just bad.
It was fun. I just want to show her that I could trust her.
It just knows.
And then, actually, before we went back, we went to Starbucks because
he felt bad. He wanted to give my mom Starbucks because
I felt bad because I didn't get her mom a drink. So we went back to Starbucks and we got her like a iced tea or something like that. And then I took them to West Hollywood where she collabed with Dylan. And then after that, she flew home. When I dropped her off at the airport, I was super sad because like we were just starting to like really get to know each other.
It was so sad.
And what did you what were you hoping that I would do?
Kiss me. I wanted him to kiss me. It sounds like it's pretty fast, but the connection was like insane. And I just really wanted him to.
But I didn't because I wanted to show her that I wasn't just like about getting intimate and like being physical. I just like liked her as a person. Like I genuinely loved her.
That really stuck out to me. I was like, no one has ever treated me like this. No one acts like this. I was seriously on cloud 9. So when we said goodbye, we like hugged, and then I like went like this, but then we didn't kiss, and I was like,
What did we do?
We just looked at each other. We probably said something, but I remember going like that to like give you the opportunity, but it just didn't happen. Which is fine.
I totally wasn't even like thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I wanted to, but I didn't really want. I don't know. I was unsure, but I really wanted you to have the opportunity. The whole time I was at the airport, with my mom. All I was talking about was Dylan, and I was so happy, and I was texting him and everything. As soon as he drove away, I texted him a sad face. I don't know. I was so happy. He's like, I've never been that happy. I was so happy. Seriously, I couldn't believe it.
When she got home, I remember that I called her because I wanted to make sure that she got in safely and that everything was, good with her. So I called her, and we were on the phone for like 30 minutes. Like, we were just talking and talking.
I was really nervous, to be honest.
Really?
Because I don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, you were nervous, but I was just so comfortable. I was just talking, and then
when I got home and he called me, I was like, oh, this is like actually real. Like, he's still talking to me when I'm gone. We were talking about my high school football game because he talked about it when we were in Calabasas, and he said how he wanted to go, and so he was asking me about it. He was telling me how he needs to go because he needs a bodyguard, and we had a little inside joke for a while of it.
How I need to be your bodyguard.
Yeah. How he is my bodyguard, so that's a little inside joke, fun fact. So we were talking about that, and then he ended the call with like, wait, if I were to ask someone to be my girlfriend, how would I do that? And I was like, he's not trying to date me, is he? I thought there was no way. Like, I was like, that's way too soon. No. And I was like, I guess you would just say, like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And he was like, okay. I was like,
just dropping hints.
What?
That night, I bought my plane ticket. I flew out 2 days later, and
he stayed at my house, which is crazy.
House. And I remember when I got there, she had to go back to school, so I asked her mom, and I said, you think it's too soon for Summer to date again? Because, she just got out of a serious relationship. And your mom said, no, I think it's fine. That was really sweet that I asked her. And I plan on asking Summer the next day. And that's what happened, September 23rd. Officially started dating.
We were just hanging out in my bonus room, and we were like listening to our favorite songs, showing each other music. We were editing and stuff. We were just like hanging out. How did you ask me?
The whole day, I remember saying like, I have to ask you something.
Yes. Wait, we went to get burritos like earlier that night, and he was like, I have a question for you. And I was like, what? And he was like,
I was like, I can't ask you now. I just.
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not gonna ask you. And I was like, shoot, is he seriously gonna ask me to be his girlfriend?
Were you thinking like, great,
I could not. No, I was just like I couldn't believe how fast it was happening. But I was also like, honestly, like love struck that I liked it, but I was also like, holy crap, you're so fast. I couldn't believe it.
She's like, okay, come on, ask me the question. And
yeah.
Will you be...
When we were hanging out, it was like, so that question that I didn't ask you earlier, I want to ask you now. And my heart started like pounding, and it was going so fast. And I was like, is he gonna ask me? And he was like, would you want to, like, maybe,
like, I don't know, like...
And I was like, yeah. I just like cut him off. And he was like, you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like,
she's like, yeah. Yeah. And I was like, what? And then we were so excited.
I'm like reliving it.
And we hadn't kissed.
We hadn't even kissed
at this point. Like, I hadn't made any moves because I didn't know how she was as a person. Like, I didn't know, how she, like, felt about kissing and all that. But, like, I didn't care. Like, I just loved her as a person. I'm like, wow, I want to be your boyfriend.
Even though we didn't know each other like that well,
I just knew that there
we
was
just
something.
Connected like amazingly, and so that's why we started dating so fast, because we both just knew there was something.
Just hit my eye.
Sorry.
So after she said yes, we kind of like cuddled, and I kissed her on the forehead. And right as I kissed her on the forehead, she like moved her face up, and that was our first kiss.
For it. Wait, did it was like, and I just went up so fast, and I was just like,
our first kiss. And it was a good first kiss.
That was an amazing first kiss.
Yeah, it was good.
I remember I was like, I got pulled away, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Like, she
this
just
guy is amazing. That just made me even more excited. I was like, I am in for it.
You're in for it?
I'm in for a treat.
Yeah, that's basically how we met and how we started dating.